Hello students, welcome back to AriserTalent and my class. I am your teacher Arpita Sharma, and students, we are discussing polynomial. Polynomials, the chapter name is this, and we have covered the theory part, some of the basics, what the polynomial is, what are the kinds of polynomial, and what are the two specific bifurcations on the basis of the degree of polynomial and on the basis of number of terms it's having. So, we just divided it in that, and we then did some questions on that. Okay. So, after doing questions on that particular theory, we have moved toward the zeros of polynomial. The zeros of polynomial we were talking about, student, and that is our chapter polynomial. First we will be writing that polynomial. Okay. So, polynomials, this is our chapter 2, and we were talking about this zeros of polynomial. Now, what is zero of a polynomial? What is zero of a polynomial? I have told you that if, let's suppose I am having this px equals to 3x square plus x plus 1. Now, I am telling you that students, I am having some number here, I am having some value here of x, let us suppose a. So, when I put the value, x equals to a, what will it become? Polynomial of a. The place of x, I am replacing that x with a. So, just put it there, a equals to 3a square plus a plus 1, that will be the value. Now, if this value, the complete value becomes 0, if putting x equals to a, px equals to becomes 0, then I will say this a, then this a will be a zero of polynomial. Now, be very careful about it, student, that 0 will not always be the zero of a polynomial. That means putting 0 here, let us try put 0 here. If you put 0 here, what you will get? 1. So, is 0 is a polynomial here? Sorry, 0 is 0 of polynomial of this polynomial? It is no, because the value is 1 here, but we have to get the value 0. Okay. Now, if I will say that my px, this px is equals to 3x square plus x only. Now, I will telling you that is this at this particular value, if you write p0, then you are writing x equals to 0, then that will become, the value will become 0. So, 0 may be a zero of polynomial, but it is not always true. Again, 0 may be a zero of a polynomial, but it is not always true. Okay. It may not be, it also may not be the zero of a polynomial. Okay. It depends. If it makes the value of px or polynomial of that particular x equals to 0, then only it is a polynomial, it is a zero of a polynomial, otherwise it is not. Okay, understood? So, now okay, this is a zero of a polynomial. Now, this a will be a zero of polynomial. If that's so, then tell me that how we will find out the value of any zero of polynomial. Okay. So, how will you find? So, to find it, put px equals to 0. After all, you have to make this px equals to 0 now. That's your only motive to find the zero of polynomial. So, just do that. If you place this px equals to 0, so in this particular expression 3x square plus x plus 1 you are having, so you can just write it here 3x square plus x plus 1 equals to 0 because px equals to this. Now you can also write this as okay 3x square plus 2x minus 2x 3x minus 2x, that will make an x, and let us suppose it is not plus 1, it is minus 1. Right. So, that will be 3x minus 2x minus 1 equals to 0, and then that will be 3x x plus 1 minus 2x plus 1 equals to 0. Now, that will give you 3x minus 2 and x plus 1 equals to 0. From here you will get 3x minus 2 equals to 0 or x plus 1 equals to 0. If that is so, x will be equals to minus 1 and here x will be equals to 3 by 2. Now, these two values are what? Zeros of polynomial of this particular equation px. Now, how will you know this? If this is true or not? Okay, come here. You are having this equation 3x square plus x minus 1, isn't it? You are having this particular equation, students. Okay, now what you have to do? You have to find out p of 2 by 3. P of 2 by 3. Okay, so that will be 2 by 3 whole square plus 2 by 3 minus 1. Now, that will become 4 by 3. Why 3? Because 3 square, now square will be cutting by this. So, that will be only 4 by 3 plus 2 by 3 minus 1. That will be 6 by 3 minus 1. Is it so? 4, 5, 6, 6 by 3, 2 minus 1. No, it is not. So, here is some confusion. What is that? We got this 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2, x plus 1 equals to 0, 3x will be 2 by 3, x will be equals to minus 1. So, here if you got p minus 1, you will be getting 3 minus 1 whole square plus plus 1 plus of minus 1 and minus 1 equals to 0. So, that will be 3 minus 1. Okay. So, we have to write px equals to 0. Now, for an example, we are taking that 1 by 3 x minus 1 is what? This is something which is our px. Now, for that, if you have to find the value of x, what will you do? Simply px equals to 0. So, this is our px. So, now x by 3 will be equals to 1, or that will imply that x equals to 3. That means at x equals to 3, the value of your px will become 0. How? Because if you write x equals to 3 here, you will be getting 1 minus 1, that is equals to 0. That means this 3, this x equals to 3, this 3 is what? Your 0 of polynomial. 0 of polynomial. Which polynomial? This px equals to 1 by 3 x minus 1. Is that so? Okay. Understood the concept of 0 of a polynomial? Understood it? Okay. So, now note it and we will move forward to our exercise number 2.2, in which we have to do questions based on the 0 of a polynomial. Okay. So our question is question number 1, classify the following as, no, this is the previous one. This is the question. Find, this is the exercise 2.2 question number 1. Okay, find the value of the polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at x equals to 0, x equals to minus 1, x equals to 2. So there are 3 parts, student. There are 3 parts. And we are doing the part given equation, right? The given equation is polynomial. Let's suppose it is px, okay, polynomial of x, 5x minus 4x square plus 3. Now we have to find the value at x equals to 0, at x equals to 1, no, not 1 but minus 1, and x equals to 2. Okay, so these are the 3 parts of that particular question. We will do that one by one. Now students, I have told you that meaning of having something as 0 of polynomial, that means this particular value px will become 0 at that particular value. Find the value of the polynomial at 5x. So we don't have to tell that is it a polynomial, is it a 0 of a polynomial or not. We just have to find the value. How to find the value? The first thing is how to find a value when you have given with some value of that x or y or variable. Okay, so first part, px equals to 5x minus 4x square plus 3. The very first step you will do is you will write this in a order. What order? You will write the highest power first, and after that you will be writing the lower the descending order part. Likewise, we are having this, that will be px equals to 2 power, so minus 4x square first, then plus of 5x and then the constant. So the power is 2 here, 1 here and 0 here, x to the power 0. So if I talk about at p 0, now understand this, how will you write at the place of x? You will replace it by 0. So you will write 0 here. After replacing it by 0, that is p of 0, okay, equals to minus 4 multiplied by 0 square, 5 multiplied by 0 plus 5. So p0 will become what? 0 plus 5. So the value will be p0 equals to 5. Now note that it is not compulsory the value of p0 will be 0. It may be 0 but it may not be 0. So write it. Okay, now your second question, at x equals to minus 1. Now you know how to write it, okay students. So p of minus 1, can I directly write it? Okay, you will write px equals to 5x minus 4x square plus 3, then you will rewrite it as minus 4x square plus 5x plus 3. This is the order you will writing the all the particular polynomial. Okay, now that p1 will be what? We will place 1, not p1 but p minus 1, p minus 1 in the place of x. So that will be minus of 4 minus 1 whole square plus 5 multiplied by minus 1 plus 3. Now student, you can easily calculate this, that value of this p minus 1 will be minus 4. Now minus 1 whole square is 1, okay, then 5 minus 1 will be minus 5, okay, then plus 3, okay, so that will be 5 plus 4, minus 9, minus 5 minus 4 minus 9, okay, so minus 5 minus 9 plus 3, and that will be 6. So your p of minus 1 will be equals to minus 6, right? So that will be your answer. Okay. Now next, at x equals to 2, right. So in that particular question also, you will be writing P2 because you are now going to put 2 at the place of x. So that will be minus 4 2 whole square plus 5 multiplied by 2 plus 3. So that will be minus 4 multiplied by 2 raised to power 2 is 4. Okay. Now 5 multiplied by 2 is 10 plus 3, sorry, it will be minus 16 plus 13. Now that will be minus 3 for sure. So P of 2 will be minus 3, right or wrong, right? So that will be your answer. Now check it again. You are given with the expression 5x minus 4x square plus 3. Okay, this was the expression. You converted in minus 4x square plus 5x plus 3. Put x equals to 0. So 0, 0 and 3. So you will get your answer as 3. It's 3 here. Okay, that is plus 3. Okay, now come to this point, you have to recheck your answers. Sometime you do silly mistakes like me. Okay, so P minus 1 equals to, this is your minus 4. So minus 4 multiplied by minus 1. I am checking it with this equation. Minus 4 multiplied by minus 1 whole square plus 5 minus 1 plus 3. So that will be minus 4. Okay, that will be 1 plus 1. So minus 4 here. Plus minus 5 here plus 3. So 5, 4, 9 minus and 3 of plus, that will be minus 6 for sure. Okay, minus 6, this is correct. Now again that will be 2. So 2 to the 4, 4 4 are 16. So minus of 16 and 10 plus 3, that will be 13. So minus 16 plus 13 minus 3. So these are your 3 answers. Now you are done all these 3 questions. So we will move forward. Okay. Now next question, find P0, P1 and P2 for each of the following polynomials. You have to find P0, 1, 2 for each of the following polynomials. So for that you are having this first particular question as, that's Py equals to y square minus y plus 1, isn't it? Now you have to find it for first P naught, second P1 and the third is P2, right? Okay, what you have to do is just replace this y as 0. So replace this 0 square minus 0 plus 1, 0, 0 and 1. So 1, that will be your answer. Here that will be 1 square minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so that will be cut. So 1 is your answer. Now P2 will give you 2 square minus 2 plus 1. Okay, so 2 square is 4 minus 2 plus 1, that will be 5 minus 2, and 5 minus 2 is nothing but 3. So you got it. Varying these, in that you are getting the answer as 1, here 1 and 3. That means if you are having two different values, maybe your value of Px for different x, for different value of x, your Px may be same. It may be the situation. It's not always true, but it may be the situation. In this case, you are getting P0, that is 1. Okay, and you are getting P1, that is here again 1. Okay, so in that situation, P0 and P1, P0 and P1 polynomial of 0, polynomial of 1 is same, the value is 1. Okay, in that case value differs. Okay, so do this. Now we are moving forward to our next question, or the second part of this particular question, and which is PT equals to 2 plus t plus 2t square minus t cube. I am just rewatching it. 2 plus t, 2t, okay, plus 2t square minus t cube. Okay, this is your question. Now, finding out the value again at 0, 1 and 2. What will we do in that particular question, students? Listen to me carefully. I have told you we have to make it in a ascending order, ascending order of powers. We have to arrange in like that way. Okay, this is our priority. So I'll be just writing it PT. Now first I'll be writing minus of t cube. After 3 that will be 2. So that will be descending order, power in descending order. Okay, not ascending, descending. So that will be 2t square, then plus of t and then plus of 2. So that will be your arrangement. Okay, now you have to find the values at P0, P1 and P2. Is this a case? Okay, this is the case. Now put the values 0 cube plus 2, 0 square plus 0 plus 2. What will get 0, 0, 0 and 2? So 2 will be the answer here in this case, in the first case. The second one, P1. Now P1 will be minus of t cube. So minus of 1 cube plus 2 multiply by 1 square plus 1 plus 2. Now minus 1 and plus 1, that will be cut. Now 2 multiply by 1 square, that will be 2. Again this is 2, 2, 2, 4. So that implies that P1 equals to 4 and this is your answer. Now P2. If I talk about P2, minus of 2 what? Cube plus what is 2? 2 here multiply by 2 square plus 2 plus 2. This 2 is t and this 2 is this 2. Okay, right. So solve this. That will be 2 to the 4 to the 8. So 2 cube is 8. Now it's having a minus. So that will be minus 8 for sure. Okay, minus 8 plus 2 to the 4, 2 to the 4, 2 to the 8. Okay, and this is 4. Again there will be cut and there will be your answer P of 2. P of 2 and that will be equals to 4. Right or wrong? Right. So this will be your answer. So here students, this will be your answer. Okay, this will be your answer for P1 and this will be your answer for P2. Again understand here student, here P1 value is something 2 but the value of P0 value is 2 but the value of P1 is 4 and value of P2 is also 4. Again we are having two similar values. Okay, so it is not always the case, it is not a rule but it may be the situation. Okay, you don't have to say that the ma'am P1 is also this particular value, P2 is also this particular value. How can this be possible? This can be easily possible. Okay, so note this and we will move forward to the next parts of this question, and next two parts are quite simple. Okay, they are not that time consuming. All the questions are very easy. Okay, all the questions are very easy here in this particular chapter. I have told you this is a very simple chapter. If you understand the concepts of this particular chapter, they are very simple. And the good news is many much of your most of that part you are studying right now in 10th, 9th, that will be also very useful in 10th standard. Okay, so there is no like new chapter, but it's the part of this particular chapter, so that will be very good if you put your all concepts very clear in this chapter. So look carefully. Now third number and the fourth number, again we have to find the P1, P0, P1 and P2 after that. Again here we also find out P0, P1 and P2, right? Okay, so our equations are here that Px for the question number third is x cube, and for fourth number that Px is equals to x minus 1 x plus 1, right? So this is the case. Now P0, that means you have to put 0 at the place of x, simple as that. 0 cube is equals to 0 implies that P0 will be equals to nothing but 0. Again P1, that will be 1 cube, and 1 cube is always 1. This implies that P1 will be equals to nothing but 1. Now P2, okay, so P2 will be equals to 2 cube. I find it something like funny, P2. Okay, so that is 8. 2 to the 4 to the 8, so that will be 8. That implies that P2 is equals to 8, right students? Now this is your answer, this is your answer, and this is your answer. Now what was the funny thing, it's like I don't know from which region you are, but I am from Rajasthan, I am from Kota. So when we call it P2, that means to beat. Okay, so that's why I was laughing. Okay, I was smiling, and maybe you are not that much familiar with the Hindi language, so maybe or may not be you may understand that particular thing. So that was the story behind P2. Okay, so P2. Okay, so this is our solution for the third number, and the fourth number is here, Px x minus 1 x plus 1. Now you all know very well how to solve it, so solve it before me. Okay, put x equals to 0, put here, and listen, what will you do? 0 minus 1, 0 plus 1. Now 0 minus 1 is what? Minus 1 and 1. So that will be, that implies that P0 will become here will minus 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 minus 1. Okay, now P1, now put here 1 minus 1 and 1 plus 1. Now 1 minus 1 is what? 0. So 0 multiplied by 2. Anything multiplied by 2 is what? 0. So P1 is 0. Now listen, value of P0 is minus 1 and value of P1 is 0. Okay. Now value of P2. Now again P2. So that will be 2 minus 1. Okay. And 2 plus 1. 2 minus 1 is what? 2 minus 1 is 1, and that will be multiplying by 3. So that will be P2, that is equals to 3. Okay. So that is your answer, students, and this is your answer here, and here it is your answer. Okay. So these are your answers. Copy them, then we will move forward, right? Okay. Now verify whether the following are zeros of the polynomial. Now this is an interesting question. We were right now finding the only values of the polynomial, that what is the value of this polynomial. We haven't talked about the value. This particular thing is what, zeros of polynomial or not. Now it's time to come that particular questions. Okay, verify whether the following are zeros of the polynomial indicated against them. What you have to do? You just have to put these values like x equals to minus 1 by 3 and x equals to 4 by 5 and x equals to minus 1 and plus 1 and then x equals to minus 1 and 2 and find out that whether the values become 0 or not. If the value becomes 0, that means this is the 0 of a polynomial, and if the value does not become 0, any value other than 0, if you are finding them from putting value of given x, then that means this is not a 0 of polynomial. That is very fine line. If you are getting a 0, okay, at the particular value of x, it is a 0 of polynomial. If you are not getting a value px equals to 0 here, then it is not a 0 of a polynomial. It's so simple. Okay, so we are going to do this so simple questions in some 4-5 minutes. Okay, very fast. All right. So students, this is your first thing. Px equals to 3x. Okay, 3x plus 1. So this is px equals to 3x plus 1. It is given to you and you have to find at x equals to minus 1 by 3. Now what you have to look, whether the value is becoming 0 or not. Okay. Now your second part is what? Second part is px equals to 5x plus pi. Okay, and the value which is given is at x equals to 4 by 5, right? Now, time for the solution. Okay. Given px equals to 3x plus 1. Now, p, what is given? Minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3 equals to 3 multiplied by minus 1 by 3 plus 1. Now cut this and this, so that will be giving what? 0. We are getting 0 here, that means yes. So now we know that p minus 1 by 3 equals to 0. Now what? P minus 1 by 3 is a 0 of a polynomial. Simple. So this is for sure, yes, 0 of polynomial, right? Okay, the second part is here. Come this side. You're having px equals to 5x plus pi at x equals to 4 by 5. This is the same question. Okay, now solution. What you'll get? P, the value will be 4 by 5. Okay, so p 4 by 5 is equals to 5 multiplied by 4 by 5 plus pi. That will be 4 plus pi. Now 4 plus pi is nothing near to 0. That means simply it is not a 0 of a polynomial. Simply it is not a 0 of a polynomial. Now because p 4 by 5 is not equals to 0, that means p 4 by 5, not p 4 by 5 but 4 by 5. Okay, 4 by 5 is not 0 of polynomial. Okay, understood this? Done with the question? Both questions? Okay, right. Now we are having this third question. X square minus 1 at x equals to 1, at x equals to 1 and minus 1, at x equals to 1 and minus 1. Okay, and the last question is px x plus 1 x minus 2 at x equals to minus 1 and 2. Okay, one by one I am taking the question. Okay, so at x equals to 1, p1 will become 1 square minus 1. Now 1 square minus 1 is 0. Now this implies that p1 equals to 0. So P, so 1 is what? 0 of a polynomial. It is. Okay, now the next thing is minus 1. Now understand this, P minus 1. Now you will say, ma'am, P1 is 0 of polynomial, so no need to put it, P minus 1 will not be. Now have the look, minus 1 whole square, minus 1, again 0, 1 minus 1, again 0. So what will you call it? That P minus 1 equals to 0 implies that P minus 1 is a 0 of polynomial, right? So in that case you are not getting this one, but for 1 and for minus 1 this is correct. Now come to this part, minus 1 and 2. So okay, so first at x equals to minus 1, P minus 1 will be minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 2. Now irrelevant of this value, that will become 0. So 0 multiplied by anything will become a 0. Okay, implies that P minus 1 equals to 0. This implies that minus 1 is 0 of polynomial. So that was the case. Sure, that will be the case for for x equals to minus 1. It is okay. So yes, it is. Now the second case is at x equals to 2. So what is the case for x equals to 2? You will find out, it is very interesting. You can just put the value here 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So anything multiplied by 0 will be 0. So you know, even closing your eyes, you can just take the, yes ma'am, this is a 0 of a polynomial, 2 is a 0 of a polynomial. Okay, so but we can anyhow we can do that particular question like that, 2 plus 1 and 2 minus 2. Now 2 minus 2 is 0, something multiplied by 0 is always 0, implies that P2 equals to 0. That means 2 is a 0 of polynomial. So what we find out, that this is also a 0 of polynomial. Now we find out that only this value, at this particular value, it is not becoming 0. So this is not a 0 of polynomial, other than that all are the zeros of polynomial. Okay. So with this particular note I am ending your lecture today. Today's session is over now. In our next lecture we will talk more about some more concept of what? Concept of quotient, remainder, dividend and all these things. We are going to learn the division again, the division process again. Before that we have done the only the numerical, only the number based what? Number based division, like we haven't included the algebra on that. Now in this particular part we are going to divide, our polynomials. So we will learn that in our next session. Till then, enjoy your life, study hard, bye bye.